This is Valley News Live at noon.
It's official. Minnesotans will be able to shed their mask as Governor Tim Walz signs an executive order ending the state's mask mandate. However, cities and businesses still have the option to enforce a mandate, so remember to pay attention to the signage on private businesses and public buildings about whether or not if you need to wear one. The Minnesota Health Commissioner Jan Malcolm has mixed feelings about the move, saying 61% of the population fully vaccinated is not nearly enough to hold back the virus. The changes in Minnesota come as the CDC says fully vaccinated people no longer need to wear masks in most indoor and outdoor settings. They are still recommended in crowded indoor settings like buses, planes, hospitals, prisons, and homeless shelters. Now, if you stop at Hugo's in Grand Forks, you no longer need to wear a mask. They are lifting the mask mandate at all of their stores. Other local grocery stores like Hornbacher's, Cashwise, and Family Fare all tell us they still require masks and don't know yet when the requirement will be lifted. The same goes for big box stores like Target and Walmart. Fargo police say the woman accused of stabbing 3 people in downtown Fargo is homeless, and court documents show a lengthy criminal history. Now, Ashley Larson is in the Cass County Jail on 3 counts of aggravated assault. We did some digging, and her criminal record in Cass County has more than 30 charges dating back to 2009, many of which are consuming alcohol in a public, opening container, resisting police, criminal trespass, and disorderly conduct. Now, police believe just before 1 yesterday afternoon, Larson stabbed a man who she knew at a home before officers were called to a disturbance at Mexican Village on Main Avenue. They say Larson entered a vehicle in the parking lot and stabbed 2 people who she did not know. The victims ran into the restaurant for help. Officers blocked off the area for about 4 hours before Larson finally surrendered. The 3 people stabbed were not seriously hurt. They were treated and released. Well, we saw a few sprinkles this morning, but it still managed to stay pretty warm. But what should we expect this afternoon? Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green. Lisa, it's finally Friday.
Finally Friday. We've got some beautiful weather out there to enjoy it, just like we did yesterday. We just have to dodge those hit and miss showers and thunder showers we'll see today. And this is one of our several photos of rainbows yesterday. When you get those type of showers, you get some sunshine in between, and that helps to create the rainbows with the raindrops falling. This is in the Edgeley area, just southeast of Edgeley. Jane sent us this photo of that nice rainbow. Looks kind of pastel coming in out of that cloud that's producing a little bit of rain here in this shot. You can check out others by heading to our gallery and going to valleynewslive.com there. So here's a look at what we have going on now. Over to the east into Minnesota, you can see there's a lot more cloud cover here. We're also seeing some showers still lifting kind of northward here, north of Bemidji. And we'll see more of that as we continue through the day. This is going to limit your temperatures there. In the north, far north in Minnesota, we're still getting sun, and out west we've got some sunshine there as well, and more clouds popping up around Fargo and in Grand Forks, as you see on our sky cam here. Here's a look at our conditions right now. We've got temperatures mainly in the 60s, 66 in Fargo, 64 in Grand Forks. Bemidji a little cooler at 60 degrees. In Fergus Falls, we've had rain from this morning there, and we're at 57 there right now with mostly cloudy skies. In contrast, Devil's Lake, lots of sun, and we're at 66. So this afternoon, expect around 60 over to the east, and those of us getting more sunshine, upper 60s to about 70. But there's that chance for some rain and thunder heading into the afternoon. We'll see more of those pop. We'll get into the details on that and what to expect heading into the weekend. A big one. We've got the Minnesota fishing opener to talk about, and we'll have your forecast for you in just a bit.
We'll stay tuned to see what to expect if we decide to go out fishing this weekend. Thanks, Lisa. Well, the Minnesota House made history last night by voting on and approving a bill to legalize recreational marijuana in the state. It's an effort some have been pushing for decades, but as Caroline Cummings reports, some lawmakers say it's a waste of time.
The motion prevails. The underlying amendment is adopted.
A historic vote in the Minnesota House Thursday.
This bill is a long time in coming.
It's the farthest the proposal to legalize marijuana has ever advanced in the Minnesota legislature, and it follows a dozen Capitol committee hearings and meetings in communities across the state. Democrats say that vetting and growing public support shows Minnesota is ready.
These thoughtful efforts will result in probably the most carefully considered cannabis bill in the country. It's responsible, and it's time for us to end prohibition.
Supporters believe legalization will further bend the arc towards racial justice and equity. Black Minnesotans are 5 times more likely than white Minnesotans to be arrested for marijuana, according to the ACLU. The 250-page bill would legalize marijuana for Minnesotans 21 and older, expunge low-level cannabis convictions, establish a board to review more serious offenses involving cannabis, and provide grants and loans for small businesses trying to tap into the newly legal industry. But as notable as Thursday's vote is, it comes to a sharp halt at the Minnesota Senate, where the GOP in control won't take it up. Republicans in the House say that means the debate amounts to a waste of time.
And with just a few days left in session, here we are wasting our time on this marijuana bill that has no chance of becoming law.
The bill is through the House, but is not expected to get a vote in the GOP-controlled Senate before the 2021 legislative session that ends on Monday. Well, people in South Fargo were worried about geese being shot at a city park just off 33rd Avenue. They called our whistleblower hotline, and we looked into it to clear things up. Now, the facilities manager at B&G, that's a nearby business, says they use what's called a scare-away gun to keep geese from damaging their property. The tool is bright orange, and you need a permit from the USDA to use one. The business also says they call Red Regional Dispatch to give police a heads up before they fire the gun. Well, it's time to grab a rod and go fishing. It's the Minnesota Fishing Opener. The annual Governor's Opener kicks off today in Ottertail County, and anglers can drop a line starting at midnight. Walleye, northern pike, bluegill, and crappie are popular catches on the over 124,000 acres of water in Ottertail County. Fishing in Minnesota is a billion-dollar industry, and tourism officials encourage you to get the boat out on the water this weekend.
There's this pent-up demand. People just have this need to connect, to explore. It's for their personal health. It's for relationships. It's for just personal growth kind of thing. So that's why travel is so important. It just really gets inside of you.
Recreation and sightseeing activities are popular at Maplewood State Park and Inspiration Peak. Visit OttertailLakesCountry.com to see the full list of events. The Salvation Army of Fargo is kicking off the annual Coats for Kids and Families Coat Drive today. They'll be collecting new and gently used coats and winter apparel for children, families, and individuals throughout the area. You can drop them off in the red bins at any Hornbachers. The most needed items are kid sizes 6 to 16 coats and snow pants with youth-sized boots and gloves. We now know who will be taking the stage at Ribfest in June. Rock band Warrant performs on Wednesday, June 9th, and Thursday is John Michael Montgomery. Friday night will feature Locash, and Ribfest wraps up with Dylan Scott on June 12th. The concerts cost $5 and start around 9 each night. Ribfest is at the Fargo Dome from 11 in the morning until 11 at night daily. Well, it's nearly impossible to get kids to stop scratching. Coming up at noon, new technology aims to help kids dealing with eczema. And the weather feels pretty nice for the start of the fishing opener. Weather up next to plan your trips with meteorologist Lisa Green.